host of Pinoy Radio. Emanating from MCBN Broadcast Center, your all-Filipino radio, PinoyRadio.com. PinoyRadio.com. This year, we'll never get short of surprises. In fact, we step up the game. Hashtag Level Up Goals. The finest hits, outstanding shows, remarkable events. Media Cancer Broadcasting Network Incorporated. This is PinoyRadio.com. Love it! Ito po ang inyong palatuntunang Radyo Pilipino, ang Talakayan, ang tinig ng Pilipino sa Toronto na sumasa inyo tuwing Sabado alas 11:30 ng umaga hanggang alas 12:30 ng hapon dito sa himpilan ng Pinoy Radio. Layunin ng programang ito na makapagbigay ng kasiyahan at makapagdulot ng kaalaman, hatid ng paliwanagan at pagbatikos sa mga issue at problemang dumarating sa ating pang-araw-araw na buhay dito sa Canada. Kapayapaan, katotohanan at kalutasan ng mga suliranin ang aming hangad na ibigay sa inyo. At ngayon, ikinagagalak ng Pinoy Radio na ihatid sa inyo ang Talakayan. Radyo Pilipino, ang Talakayan.
Nakikinig po kayo sa Talakayan, ang tinig ng Pilipino sa Toronto.
PinoyRadio.com. Welcome to Dr. V. Santiago and Associates Family Dentistry. Complete dental care, general and specialty dentistry with trusted team of doctors, surgeon, periodontists, and dental hygienists. Now with 2 locations to serve you in the Greater Toronto area. Main branch at Toronto office, Rosedale Medical Clinic, 600 Sherbourne Street, Suite 307, Toronto. And its new office and clinic at Mississauga Marketplace Plaza, 4555 Herentaria Street, Unit C11. To learn more about Dr. Santiago and the Family Dentistry Canada, visit them online with their new website, thefamilydentistry.ca. For a TLC way of treatment, call 416-967-9272 or 905-272-3455. Dr. V. Santiago and Associates Family Dentistry.
Kahit anong ginagawa ninyo, makinig muna sa masayang tropa ng Talakayan.
PinoyRadio.com.
Ako po si Jess Cabrias na bumabati ng isang maganda, mainit at medyo pinapawisan ng kuwan ko na umaga sa mga nakikinig sa amin sa kasalukuyan. Ihanda na po ang balak gawin sa umagang ito. Huwag bibitiw. Manatili na katutok sa Talakayan Radio Filipino.
Ako naman po si May Cabrias, Admin Coordinator na bumabati ng magandang umaga sa aming mga matalik na kaibigan na nakikinig sa Talakayan Radio Filipino. Talagang, nako, ang init ho sa labas. Kaya medyo, inom lang kayo ng maraming tubig para hindi kayo ma-dehydrate. Kaya magandang umaga ho sa inyong lahat. Karen. Bobby.
Karen muna.
Karen.
Okay, ako po si Karen Pascual Binaday, ang inyong lifestyle coordinator.
Okay, ito naman po si Bobby Achacon, ang IT coordinator ng Talakayan na bumabati ng magandang umaga at mainit na rito sa Toronto. Sana kasing init din sa Maynila eh.
Oh. Alam mo, wala pa yung guest natin. Gusto mo ko muna itong wala ho si Mang Tony ngayon, nasa sa Airbales Park kasi celebration ho ngayon ng Philippine Independence. Meron silang salo-salo sa Airbales ngayon. Kaya yung mga walang mapupuntahan ngayon, punta ho kayo doon. Kasi sabi nga ni Karen dito, may mga lechon. Tatlong lechon. Kailangan mauna na kayo doon para mauna na kayo doon sa mga balat-balat ng
Unahan sa balat.
Mahubaran ninyo yung lechon. So, babasahin ko na muna itong commentary ni
Sige.
Tony. Sige. Alam niyo, kahit wala dito si Tony, yan ang aming mga, nagpapadala ho siya ng kanyang news. And the first is the good news. The Department of Tourism said yesterday that the back-to-back hosting of the Miss Universe 2017 pageant is possible. An announcement will come up next. Wow, nako, ang ganda nun, Talagang putting the Philippines in the spotlight na naman. UP remains the top university in the Philippines. According to the QS World University Ranking, from 374th last year to 367th this year. Ateneo DMU ranked second, followed by De La Salle U and UST in that order. The rating system is based on research, teaching, facilities, employability of graduates, innovation, and inclusiveness. Worldwide, MIT is still the best. Then Stanford, Harvard, California IT, University of Cambridge, University of Oxford, and 5 other UK and Swiss colleges. Now, the not so good news. House Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez warned of a constitutional crisis, vowing that Congress would disregard any ruling from the Supreme Court compelling Congress to convene to review PRRD's martial law declaration in Mindanao. PRRD also pointed to illegal drugs as the root cause of the crisis in Marawi. And Justice Secretary V. Aguirre II tagged the opposition as part of the destabilization plot of political foes of Duterte. Senator Bam Aquino III and other senators sought public clarification and apology from Secretary Aguirre. Oh, teka, meron pa tayong sandali. And former Marawi City Mayor Fahad Salik was arrested due to rebellion in connection with the Maute siege of Marawi. Now, news from Canada and Ontario. The city of Vaughan, dito sa ating Pinoy radio location, is looking for fresh-faced candidates to apply for the position of regional councillor to fill the seat of resigned Deputy Mayor Michael DiBiase. Council decided by appointment in lieu of by-elections of $1 million costs against $5,000 for advertising only. Examining employment trend in Toronto, future workers will likely be in 3 uniforms: a white collar, a polyester pantsuit, and an iconic t-shirt, according to a labor market analyst. The top 5 jobs with biggest growth potential are info system analysts, early childhood educators and assistants, computer programmers, registered nurses, and sales and account reps. Now, another news. The Liberal government promised to build a universally accessible childcare system in Ontario that is affordable for all parents. For the next 5 years, the Liberals are adding 100,000 licensed spots by 2022. The government is earmarking $200 million in 2018 to create 8,000 new licensed spaces and about 16,000 new fee subsidies. Now, my last news. Toronto's Medical Officer of Health, our very own Dr. Eileen de Villa, wants Ottawa to immediately decriminalize possession of recreational marijuana until legalization comes into force in July 2018. Her report and reason is to protect health and minimize harms of use, and those convicted now, which is 59,000 charges and 22,000 convictions, they face long-term consequences, including access to employment, housing, social stigmatization, and economic status.
Yan, nako. Mabutit nabasa mo pagkahaba-haba. Anyway, balikatin po natin ang unang sinabi ni Tony Ron. Yung Department of Tourism po ay magpa-back-to-back hosting na ng Miss Universe. Palagi ko po inapprove na yung sinadjust ni Teo na gawin nga yun. Kasi, di ba, inapprove tapos din disapprove. Tapos ngayon, inapprove na naman, I don't know. Anyway, ang masaya daw dito, sabi ni Tony, isang major sponsor last year, masaya-masaya na naman si former Ilocos Sur Governor Luis Chavit Singson. Bakit kaya? Siguro nandun na naman sa limelight. Katabi niya na naman yung magaganda. Kasi mahirap talaga yung hindi maganda. Ay, yung puro maganda katabi. Ayan. Pangalawa, itong pag-usapan natin ang aking University of Alicabok. Bakit kaya tinawag ng Alicabok, ng UP? Madami na kasi mga magagaling dyan na hindi na tama sinasabi. Wag na natin pag-usapan kung sino-sino yan. Ah, ano pa ba?
Alam mo, gusto ko balikan yung sa Miss Universe kasi maganda yun kung totoong mangyayari yun na...
Totoo na yan, ma'am.
Talagang
What
confirmed
happened
na?
it was off and on. Off and on yung pag...
Confirmed na pala na doon talaga gagawin.
Pero ngayon kinonfirm na nila. Pero hopefully it is.
Sige. Nako, masaya na naman ho kami kasi dumating na yung aming guest ngayon na ipapakilala ni Karen Binaday.
Ang ating guest ngayon is a University of Waterloo alumni that graduated with a major in Peace and Conflict Studies and a double minor in Legal Studies in Human Resources and Management. He's been involved in multiple charities and nonprofit organizations and is driven to impact his community in meaningful ways. He's also the founder of Kindred Culture, a social enterprise that uses dance to give young people a positive outlet to express themselves. Ito po si Nathan Tiangson. Good morning, Nathan.
Good morning.
Nathan, it was said here that anak ka daw sa labas. I mean, anak ka ni ang kaibigan kong matalik na si Julius Tiangson. Ito yan.
Yeah, Julius, that's my dad.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, no, before we go on, can you speak Filipino?
No, I
okay.
cannot. I'm so sorry.
But you can understand. You can understand Filipino, right?
A little bit, just a
Okay.
little, but
Okay.
not,
No,
not
that's
the
good. Yeah.
strongest.
Okay.
Say hello first to your dad kasi.
Hi, Dad. Love you. He's in the Philippines right now,
Oh,
actually.
is he?
Yeah, he went
Ah.
a couple days ago, so he's there right now.
Oh, wow.
Maybe he's sleeping.
That was your first time last year going, right?
Yeah, last August
Yeah,
is the first time.
Me
I
and his
went.
dad were on the same flight going to the Philippines
Yeah.
last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Tell us about this Kindred. What is it? I'm really interested in that because Karen just mentioned that it has something to do with dance.
Mhm.
You know, my grandchildren are into dance. They are into dance competition. So, what is this organization?
Yeah, so Kindred Culture, it's something actually I started when I was in Waterloo back in 2013. Originally, it was just a dance team that I made to compete at a competition. And what had happened was when we competed, we actually came first, which was amazing, good, it was good. But at the same time, it was Typhoon Haiyan. And so there is that huge typhoon in the Philippines. And to me, it really put things in perspective of how blessed we are in Canada and how blessed we are to be living the life that we have now. While across the world, there is like a disaster happening. And so what we did was, because we won the competition, there was a few people who were like, hey, we want to learn from you guys. And we're like, okay, cool. We'll teach a free class if we raise an X amount of dollars. So we decided to have our first fundraiser for Typhoon Haiyan. And basically, at the end of it, we were able to raise $4,000 for that cause and teach a good workshop. And that was kind of the foundation of how we use kind of dance to make a positive impact in not just in our community, but in the world, and just be a positive influence to people. And so after that first event, it really started. I really started to think that, hey, we can be more than just like a dance team. We can actually run like maybe other events. We can raise some more money for different charities. And so in our first year, we started running different workshops, and we started organizing different competitions. And we got a lot of good feedback from it. It was received really well from a lot of the post-secondary dancers and a lot of the dancers in the Mississauga and GTA community. And then after that, we were thinking like, hey, it's a shame that we only get to see these people at our events. Why don't we start running programs? Because it'd be a great way to bring people together again. And on top of raising money, I think it's also good that we also treat each other as people, as be a positive influence to each other in that kind of way as well. So we started running different programs, just catered to young people from high school to university. And again, that was like, we got super lucky with that as well. It was really well received by a lot of people in Mississauga. and it actually brought us to a point where, as of last March, we were able to open up our own facility in our own studio. So currently, we run a studio in Mississauga. It's close to like the heart of Mississauga, which is really nice. And yeah, we've just been doing a lot of, we've been opening up a lot more programs, and we've been planning a lot more ways of how we can be an influence to, the young people out there, and really use dance to inspire people. And yeah, that's kind of just like our big philosophy where, we can do more than just like teach a dance class. We can teach a dance class, but we can also be a great outlet and a great positive force for people.
You
So-
know, I'm really impressed with, the dancing part of it, because as I've noticed, my grandchildren, they are into competition, and what I've seen is they have that teamwork. They learn the teamwork and discipline also. It's really nice, if you're venturing in that. So what
Yeah.
type of dances do you teach?
Yeah, so right now we teach like different hip hop classes and urban dance classes. It's so funny though, because like literally last week we just did our first like contempt kind of class as well. So it's been growing and it's been developing. But yeah, just what you were saying about when I feel like just being on a dance team and being part of the dance community is so different than like any other sports or anything else like that. Just because you really develop a really great bond with the people that you dance with. And on top of that, like I was super into like basketball and I was super into like other sports like that. And it's just so competitive. Like, yeah, you still, you become friends with your teammates, but just the environment when you're, competing against like other teams, it can get really intense. While in dance, like you're still competing, but everyone's still like super friendly and everyone just wants to see you just like kind of kill it, and everyone just wants to like cheer you on and stuff. So yeah, so it's been I feel like that aspect of dance is like really nice and like really cool.
There is a new TV program now. It's World of Dance. I don't know if you
Oh,
watched
yeah.
it. I am so impressed because of the way those people are so disciplined. They're so synchronized. And that's what I find good in dancing, because you have to be a team in order to do those synchronizing part, because one mistake messes up the whole performance.
Yeah.
So it's just, I think discipline is number one, when it's into dancing. And it's good because you're also molding this young people. You said it's from high school to university, right?
Yeah, like I think the youngest person we've had in our programs was 14, and then the oldest was like 26. So it's a bit of a range, but
Yes.
that's usually the people that we kind of target as well. So
And that's the age also when these young kids, idle mind is the devil's workshop. So at least, if you have this dance company that they can go to,
yeah.
at least there's something that will keep them busy.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And
yeah.
one of the things that I find also really great with like our organization is that it's fully run by like young people. Like I'm 24. The oldest person who helps me is my brother. He's 26. But everyone else, they're all younger than that. And you really see the amount of responsibility that they develop once they really feel like they're involved. Like this again, I love that we dance, but I think that it's more important that we are shaping the young people to be a little bit more responsible. One thing that we do every month is we volunteer with a different like a different charity or different community organization. So a good example is like this month we're going to help with they're called the Toronto Running Series. So it's the Toronto Waterfront 10K. And we're going to be waking up we have to wake up at 5 a.m., get there for 6 a.m., and we won't be done till around noon. And to me, it's so funny because just you find that there's a lot of young people who are just like, yeah, I'll do that. Like, I want to help out. Like, I want to like, be there and like cheer people on. And I think to me, it's like, and then that's where you create an environment where when they want to do that, they say, you know what, okay, maybe I should sleep a little earlier because I know I have to be up in the morning, or maybe like I should get all this kind of stuff done so that I can like go to a dance class, or so that I can volunteer and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of aspects where of course you're taking them away from like negative influences, but then you're also shaping them to be a lot more responsible citizens and responsible people. And so I think
Yeah.
it's cool.
Okay, we'll get back to you later on. But meanwhile, I think we have some advertisements. Right, Bobby?
Kumusta kabayan? Ito'y si Rafael Nebres, General Manager ng Action Honda. Para makatipid, mapabilis, pagbili ng Honda sasakyan, kami laging may paraan. Laging may sales events at promotion, tama sa iyong kakayahan. Please call us at 416-281-1234, 416-281-1234. Bibili ka o hindi, it's always my pleasure to talk to our kababayan. Mabuhay!
but just like in terms of like the music and like I said before, I was like really into basketball, and like all we listened to is like to hype us up is like rap music and like hip hop music. And I think just in generally, I think everyone like just deep inside of them really wants to dance, but like a lot of them are just like really shy. And so I first started dancing when I was in grade 12 with a group called I Rock With The One. Super amazing group. It was led by this guy named Ron Pagkaliwagan. And he is one of my biggest like influences as a dancer. He was so his whole premise of I Rock With The One is just dancing to glorify God. Like I'm a devoted Christian. Like I follow Jesus with all my heart. And I felt like I couldn't express that in basketball, and I felt that like it was just like, yeah, I just couldn't find that kind of outlet. So he first kind of got me into dance in that kind of way. And then when I moved to Waterloo, I found this club called UW Hip Hop, and they were amazing. They have a great community out in Waterloo. They super friendly, super welcoming, and I think just like of course it's super important to be in university and to like be in class, but I can like testify of someone who just recently graduated is that it could be so scary. Like you could be so lost, and you like, you know, there's all those pressures of like, oh my gosh, like I have to find friends and all that kind of stuff. And so I think that was another huge aspect of how I got into dance was like, hey, like I'm super lonely and I don't know anyone in Waterloo and it's really scary and I'm not doing well in school. Is there any sort of way I can like express myself? And then, yeah, I found a great community of people and friends who just love dance, and they got me to continue on with it.
So the people that are running your programs and doing the classes in your building right now, how did you get them to join?
Yeah, so a lot of them are close friends of mine. I would say most of them are like actually really good friends of mine. These are people that back in when I was competing with Kindred, we'd actually compete against them, or these are people that like we would take class beside, and then now they've developed into like these amazing kind of dancers. So, a lot of them are just people I've known throughout my dance journey while I was like still really training a lot. And again, I think that's like one of the like beauties of like dance is that, you know, even though you compete against someone, you can still be really good friends with them, and there's not that kind of like super negative competitive edge when you see each other. So yeah, like so most of them were just like kind of friends of mine that are helping me out. So.
And they're not all Filipino, right?
No, not all of them are Filipino. I would say, so we have a faculty of about 10. I would say about 6 of them are Filipino, and then 4 of them aren't. But we're also trying to open up. Like ideally, we want to have more like choreographers and more people helping teach classes. And we want to try to be as diverse as possible.
So what are the classes that people can take?
Yeah, so we have drop-in classes. So these are classes where if you don't want to commit to like a program, you can come one time and take a class. That's Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays and Sundays. Another program that we have, it's called our training program. So basically, you sign up for the whole month and you get a chance to take classes. That's on Wednesdays and Sundays, but you also get opportunities to perform and also do a lot more volunteering with us as well. And another class or program that we just launched is called our female program. So this is a program just catered towards females, and that's on Sundays. And similar to our training program, you get to take classes, you get to perform, you get to do a concept video as well, which is always like kind of cool to have like cameras and stuff on you. And that happens on Sundays. And then, we just recently started a contempt class on Sundays as well. So those are the different kind of classes and programs that we have right now.
Now, the Josie De Leon School of Performing Arts also
Mhm.
runs out of your building. How did
Yes.
you partner together?
Yeah, so Josie's amazing. She's a wonderful lady, and she's super talented as well. I've actually known her for a while. So my dad, Julius Tangson, shout out to him, he's in the Philippines. He started an organization called the Gateway Center, and originally Josie was running her school out of there as well. And I basically grew up at Gateway, like that was my home for since like the 2004. And so I've always seen her around, like we've always known each other. And then and unfortunately when Gateway had to close, she had to also move her stuff. But when she found out that like Nate's opened up his own like facility, maybe I can help him out, and then yeah, we got in contact through there. So.
Are you guys ever gonna collaborate on a performance or something like that?
Yeah, I would assume so. Like I think that what we do is very we're both in the creative arts. So I think there's a lot of possibilities for us to do some sort of collaboration. I think we're probably working on, we do have a show coming up in August at the studio. So I think she might be involved in that. But again, things are still kind of new and we're still kind of figuring things out. But I could see us collaborating probably sometime in the future.
What other shows are coming up for you guys?
Yeah, so one show, we're doing a performance on July 9th at Celebration Square. We have another performance coming up on August 26th at Nathan Phillips Square.
Yes.
Well, a shout out to the Mabuhay Festival,
Yeah, Mabuhay
right?
Festival.
Yes, I take full responsibility for that.
And then one of our shows, it's called The Outreach. This is one that we're actually running, which is going to be on August 18th. Saturday, August 18th. And basically that's going to be just a way to showcase some of our dancers, but also we're going to be incorporating some non-dance acts, so probably some singing and some spoken words. And we actually run a pretty big show in November. It's called the Ontario University's Competition for Hip Hop. So that's something that we're already starting to plan for. And the last show that we run in the year is called the Kindred Awards, which is in December. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure to mark it on your calendars.
Are you planning on expanding just your what you're offering now is just hip hop and contemporary, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you plan to expand more into jazz or
Yeah.
lyrical or whatever in the future?
For sure. I think one reason why we only offer like contemp and hip hop and urban dance is just because like I only know how to like do hip hop. I don't know how.
Well, you could always hire
Yeah,
dancers, right? Yeah, professional dancers.
Exactly. But yeah, so when we started doing our contempt classes, I was super fortunate. Like I have a really solid volunteer team, and I have a really good two people that really work closely with me. Just shout outs to Jessica and Kim. Those two are super, like they've been trained in like a lot of different styles outside of like hip hop. So they've been helping with structuring the contempt classes. But everything's still kind of new. So we're trying to figure out, okay, like, is there going to be a huge demand for people to take like jazz classes? But also, if we do take on another like jazz teacher, are they going to be in line with the values that we have? Because I really feel like we're not a typical just like dance studio and a typical kind of dance organization. Like there's a really, really big community aspect of it. One thing that I mentioned to my team was that I don't want to start like another class for the sake of starting another class. I want to start a class that's also going to be a huge impact in our community and is also going to express a positive outlet the same way that we do in like our other programs. But we're definitely looking into being a little bit more diverse in our classes as well. So
How many performers do you have now?
right now it's actually we have one of the biggest teams that we've had. There's about 21 of us.
Oh.
So it's a bit of a bigger group. Like the biggest that we've had before was like 16. And I still run the performances. I still structure the performances and put all that together. And it's hard. It's hard with like bigger groups.
Are you doing the choreography yourself?
Yeah. Like
Oh, wow.
I do the choreography. But I think we're probably gonna get some other people to help out with the choreography, just because, it's hard and it's a lot of work. So
I can imagine. Yeah. Well, yeah. So, is there any more question
Yeah,
for now?
I remember you said that you guys do some volunteer work. How do you pick the events that you volunteer for?
Yeah. So one way that we look at it is things that are kind of aligned with our values and what we do. So one charity that we've been supporting a lot, they're called Unity Charity. Basically, they use the elements of hip hop to um, inspire young people to be positive citizens in their communities, which is again almost sounds similar to what Kindred does. So that's why we kind of like support them a lot. The other is what's available out there. I think this is just for anyone who's trying to like volunteer with a big group. It's not as easy as just going to an organization and say, hey, I have like 15 people, we're gonna come to your event and volunteer, and they're gonna be like, no, because you need to like sign up beforehand and there's a lot of planning before you do that. So it does take a lot of searching to find like, okay, who can really accommodate a group this big, but also like who's aligned with what we do as an organization and the different values that we have. So typically we look for community groups that are either trying to help out young people or support the creative arts, things like that is what we usually kind of target. So.
Oh, sige. Pakinggan ho muna natin si Jaya. Jaya, Matud Nila. Nako, paborito ni Jester.
Kayo nakikinig sa Talakayan.
PinoyRadio.com.
And issues for today, June 10th, 2017. O, talaga naman, malapit ng Christmas. Anyway, Ray's Fine Foods, vacuum-sealed Filipino flavors is now available to fans of Ray's Sunga. Call 416-829-6595. Call for your order of vacuum-sealed Filipino-flavored and the ever-tasting Chick Boy, popularized by the Ray's Aristocrat Fine Foods. Call first before coming.
TFC is coming out with the world-class ASAP performers on the Canadian stage on July 29th at the Rico Coliseum in conjunction with Canada's celebration of its 150th anniversary. Buy your tickets now, nauubos na ho, kaya bilisan ninyo. Ticketmaster.ca and avail of the best seat. And from what I hear, they're not coming back, so get your tickets.
Oo.
The TFC will produce The Other Self movie starting May 26 to June 15, 2017. Jody Santamaria, Joseph Marco, and Sian Lim will be the mainstay. Watch for it at the Cineplex Cinema Scarborough and the Famous Player Canada, Toronto Square.
Ang Toronto Syndicated Network ay nagpapasalamat sa mga nakinig at nakikinig sa amin for the past 13 years. Kayo po ang nagsilbing inspirasyon ng Talakayan Radio Filipino.
As soon as she wakes up in the morning.
Meron din ako itatanong para kay Nathan. You know what, Nathan? I was just reading your bio and it says you're a graduate with a major in peace and conflict studies. Wow.
Wow.
This is the first time. Actually, this is the first time I've heard of that program.
Oh, you're
So, no. But when I'm reading this, the first thing that comes into my mind is arbitration. Is that what you learned in school? The arbitration part or labor relations part? Is that what it is?
Yeah, like originally I thought I was gonna try to be a lawyer. Like that didn't happen because
Hip hop is more
yeah,
interesting, right?
I think that like hip hop was a lot better. But so a lot of the courses that I was taking just happened to also fall under like the peace and conflict studies major. And so it's a lot of one of the big one was mediation. So like how to mediate from a small conflict between two people to like bigger conflicts between like different countries, things like that. And like arbitration as well, and being able to facilitate how to resolve stuff. So
No, the reason why I'm asking is because there are a lot of graduates now, and a lot of these high school graduates, they don't know where they want to take. They don't they don't have any idea of what they want to take in university, and that's the reason why. If I get a chance to ask a young person like you, you could always explain what it's like. So at least if they hear this, they would say, oh, so there's such a thing as peace and conflict, something like that. So it's opening up their eyes into what's a possible course to take when they're going into university. So, but yes, a lot of people that I know in labor relations, I think, is into this type of course.
Yeah.
So,
sure.
okay, we're running late.
Yeah, is
And,
there any other questions?
Do you have any other questions for Nathan?
Yes, just one. Since it's Father's Day coming up, how much influence did your dad have in this path that you've taken?
Yeah, my dad is the biggest influencer, my biggest mentor. I love him so much. He has been such a great father to me. I think everything that I am really stems from who he is and who he is as a person. And I think I wouldn't have started any of this. I wouldn't be the person I am now without him. So he is like my biggest inspiration, my biggest role model, always the guy that I look up to. I couldn't ask for a better dad. So.
Do you have
That
any
idol.
do you have any political aspirations like your dad?
Oh, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Too soon.
See.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But
Yeah.
Okay.
Conflict is always a question of how you take it.
Yeah.
If you take conflict as something that hurts you, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But if you just let it go, that's it. So, magpaalam ka na. Say your last word and greet your friends.
yeah, so I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone at Kindred. A huge shout out to my leadership team, Janine, Lucia, and Ty. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do and for always having my back. And shout outs to our admin team, our faculty, for all the hard work that you guys put in to make sure that Kindred runs successfully and that things run smoothly. Everyone who's supported us, I really appreciate it.
And tell our listeners too how they can get in touch with you if they're interested in joining your group.
Yeah, so you can visit us online at www.kindredculture.ca, or you can come by the studio. We're located at 780 Burnhamthorpe Road West, Unit 10 in Mississauga, Ontario. The main intersection there is Mavis and Burnhamthorpe.
And a phone number? They can reach you?
If you want, you can call me at 647-628-7849. If you have any questions about Kindred, feel free to contact me.
And that's Nathan Johnson.
Okay, so our guest now will, our staff now will say their pamama. Magsimula tayo sa pinakamatanda.
Ako yun. First of all, I'd like to invite everybody to the Salo Salo sa Earl Bales Community Potluck happening today. They already started the volleyball tournament, probably already in the middle of the Rizal wreath laying ceremony. Program starts at 12 makisama po kayo. Doon kayo sa PIDC table at may mga lechon kami.
Oh.
And also, happy birthday, Boss Jess!
Happy birthday!
And thank you again for listening.
Teka, ibitahin mo rin sila sa Mabuhay.
Oh, okay. So the Mabuhay Festival will also feature, of course, Nathan's group, Kindred Culture. That's happening on August 26 and 27. They'll be performing on the 26th, and it's at Nathan Phillips Square starting at 12 noon.
Yan, nako, ang daming mga events coming up.
At may flag racing pa kami pala sa Monday at Queen's Park starting at 11.
Ay, itong Monday na. Oh, nga pala.
Happy
Ako,
Independence
Happy Independence
Day.
Day.
Oh,
June 12,
Yeah,
nga
Monday.
pala.
Yeah,
Oo,
Monday.
tama.
So,
O, sige.
Happy birthday, Philippines.
Happy birthday. Oo. At magpapaalam na rin si Bobby.
Ito na po si Bobby sa susunod uling Sabado. See you po.
Ito naman ho si May. Nagpapaalam na rin ho. At makinig naman ho kayo sa amin. Makinig at manood.
Sa Facebook.
Sa Facebook, sa Pinoy Radio, www.pinoyradio.com. And kami ho is always on air from 10 to 11. So, magandang umaga ho sa inyong lahat. Ikaw na daw.
Hanggang sa susunod na Sabado kami po ay namamaalam na ano man ang ibig niyong talakayan natin sa Sabado o may ibig kayong balikatin natin, tumawag lang po kayo sa 416-441-2887 o mag-email po kayo sa jcabri2887@rogers.com. Salamat at magandang hapon po.
Thank you for listening to Talakayan.
PinoyRadio.com.
The hours fade, the moments fly, and time never stands still. We now look into the pool of memories and pause a while in pious meditation to think of the things we did and did not do but should have done, and hope that in tomorrow we shall improve upon today. Good day, pleasant weekend, Diyos mabulos sa indong gabos.
Inyong natunghayan ang isa na namang pagtatanghal na ang programang Talakayan, Radyo Pilipino. Hanggang sa susunod na Sabado para sa mga usaping napapanahon at mga ulat na dapat bigyan ng tuon. Talakayan, Radyo Pilipino.